Hello, everyone. Welcome to Getting Down with Dave C. and my man, JT Kirk.
Hail, I am back.
You are back again. Duh, duh, duh. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing much better this week. Thank you. We were talking backstage. It was like 5 days of pain. Come on, just cut it out. Stomach bug stuff. So, just don't wish that on anybody. It was, ugh.
I'd rather take the coming down and out than the up and out, if you know what I'm getting at, right?
Well,
being gross. I can't.
Or both
up and out.
Both at the same time are possible too. So,
yeah. That's what you were dealing with. That's just terrible, dude. Soup, cinnamon toast, and electrolyte for a week straight.
Oh, right? Yeah. I mean, I probably drove the stock price of Brondo Corp up, 30% in a week. Anyway.
Pretty nice. I like it. And then my stomach is hurting today, growling, a little bit of pain there. And it's because I went to the local, hey, we got 2 people watching. I don't know if that's you or not. Who else is out there? Hello, everyone.
One of them's me.
One of them's you? One of them's me then, because I have my other laptop on. If you're floating around, say hello, because we're gonna jibber jabber here for a minute. We got 3 people watching now, so there is somebody extra. So we can't rant and rave too much before we start on the comic. Hello to whoever that is. But is it too much to ask JT to go into a local Chinese restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking for 5-star freaking Peking duck served on a flaming platter with 3 people bringing it to your plate. I mean, on a platter, on a tray, right. And opening it with silver. I'm not talking about a $500 Chinese dinner. I'm talking about a less than 28 with a tip.
Okay.
The 2 full orders, combination platters. Is it too much to ask to get something that's halfway decent?
Well, for 2 orders for $28, that's pretty cheap.
Well,
tell me this.
Okay.
Can you get out of McDonald's?
It's fried rice. Upcharged fried rice because it was white rice. It's just fried rice. You actually get 2 egg rolls with it. Other than that, it was just General Tso chicken and sweet and sour chicken. That's it. Okay. It's just, and it was a special. They offered it, right? What's going on over here? Oh, that's my anti.
I'll say this while you're looking at that. I'll counter
WebRoot antivirus protection.
I'll counter it here and say, can you get out of McDonald's for under $12?
Right, but
tell me how much more food you got at this restaurant than what you would get for a combo meal at McDonald's.
I will only eat McDonald's other than their French fries, their apple pies, their cinnamon rolls, the McCafe coffee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Their hash browns. I will. Unless it's Walking Dead Apocalypse, I'm not eating their hamburgers. The filet of fish, I used to. I guess I could deal with that. The McNuggets, I used to, but I can't deal with those. That's just processed. It's.
All I'm saying is you basically were damn close to 2 combo meals at McDonald's now, and this restaurant is basically giving you cheap bottom of the barrel Chinese food. If you can even call it that.
It's a quality. Yeah. What I'm saying, JT, I think you know what I'm getting at here.
I know. I'm just not letting you off the hook.
Food. It's shit food.
It is.
Is it too much to ask? If you have a restaurant, and again, I already said, I'm not talking about a $500 Peking flaming duck here. But if I go in, you started a restaurant, right?
Sure.
And are all these Chinese restaurants, except for one that I had in Virginia, was pretty good. To just cook it halfway decent, it's just all the same.
There's no market for it around you. There's no market for it. I'll say it like this. Okay. I can get amazing Japanese or Korean food, including, hot Japanese or raw sushi. Okay. I can get any of that. Why? And it'll be great. Why? Because I have a lot of Japanese and Korean people that live near me. So there's a market for something that's not complete and utter, gas station sushi trash. Okay. If you're not near one of those areas, you are only going to get garbage. Whatever it is, Italian food seems to escape that. Steakhouses, you can escape that as well. French cooking, you get that in a lot of places. But when you're talking Asian cuisine from various different countries, just nope. People want deep fried chicken with, some sugar on it call it Chinese food, apparently.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's the reality of the market you're in.
I've tried 3 of them in this local area.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Same types, all the same thing. They're all the same inside. You go in. The young people are working the counter, right? Because there's one lady barking orders. Right? She was nice.
So you went to McDonald's, you went to Burger King, and you went to White Castle. That's what happened when you went to those 3 different Chinese restaurants.
Yeah, and they all sucked. The one in Virginia was pretty good, but that's what I get for trying, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, you yourself was kind of laid up last week, and
yes, and I have not had any Wakandi's food to tell you if it's any good.
Well, it's got to be better than what we've been eating. I can tell you that much. And so, last week, my man, we met this guy here.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it not coming over to my YouTube side? Okay, there it is. All right. I forgot there's a delay, right?
Yes.
This guy named Kyber, right?
Yeah.
He's just a new
as
character.
In the crystal. Yes.
Yes. He's just a new character after T'Challa beat up a monster guy, vibranium monster guy, said uranium again. And this Kyber guy, he's not a nice guy. In fact, I would say that, hey, Gap, long time no see, man.
Hey.
How you doing? You missed my ranting about some bad Chinese stores, but anyway, because I've had there was a place back in Louisville, Kentucky, my mom and I used to go to.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little upscale though, sit down, nice restaurant, very very good food. Oh my god, their lemon chicken and stuff was great. Just to throw that out there. It wasn't very very expensive, but it wasn't what I was getting at, right? Just to be nice, throw that out there. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this character here, JT, you said you haven't finished last week's issue yet?
I wrapped it up. Yeah, I just finished. I didn't really go deep into it, but I did read it again.
Okay. So this is a pretty dark themed character here, man.
Yeah, that uses people for energy. Was I getting that right?
Yeah, he puts them in an oven.
Yeah.
a demolecular, whatever kind of you want to call it, like a Star Trek
a transporter
of sorts. But you don't come out the other side at all, and you get all your energy put into an energy cube like they did on Transformers G1.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember that, right?
Yes.
But he's doing it with people. Soylent Green is people.
I was just gonna say that.
I'm drinking coffee because
so am I.
From fucking DoorDash, or because I don't order that crap unless I get a deal. Right? I'm on a food rant today. Where's Dad Man?
You must be hungry. Have you eaten lately?
No, my stomach is growling, and it's actually a wee bit painful, just a wee bit, which I'm worried about what's going to happen by tomorrow. So I'm a little,
It's just
I'm a
weakness
little mad.
leaving you, right?
Well, you just got over from being sick.
Yeah.
And it's my fault for eating there, but I just thought it would be okay. It stayed open. It's open.
Oh, you ate Chinese food.
The Chinese
so
food.
What, that was like 20 minutes ago? You're hungry again?
Well, I ate it yesterday, and then I ate some of it this morning, which was the better part. The sweet and sour chicken.
So your blood pressure's like 200 over 150.
My aggravation pressure is getting, yeah. I just get tired. It's the little things, man.
Yeah.
With all the crap going on in the world, we kind of look forward to these Wednesday nights.
Yep.
Even if I don't want to, an hour before I get ready to do it, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Even if it's because I only do this once a week and I like it. Even if
you want your damn good Chinese food and you didn't get it. I get it.
Can't just even get decent.
Passable. Right.
Yeah. Like
if you want something done right, you've got to do it yourself. I think that's the real thing.
I'm gonna, yeah. Anyway, getting back to this dude's here.
Bad. I mean, he is awful.
He's probably the worst character we've seen in the Black Panther universe that I can remember, especially in this series. There's only 15. Yes, Cap, there's only 15. We're on 12. So I'm kind of drawing things out a little bit tonight because I want to talk about this guy. And JT just caught up with this issue. I always ask, have you read this issue 12?
12, no.
Okay. But you did catch up, and this dude here is awful. In fact,
I'd rather hang out with the Grinch, I think.
Yeah. Do you think just slightly the theme matter here is a little too much with this guy?
It's pushing it for kids.
Okay.
Definitely would be.
That's why you and I get along so well to this. Even if we disagreed, it would be fine. But we don't usually. So, 1%.
Yeah, I would be concerned at what age you'd want to start reading this. With the introduction of this character. Everything else so far,
it's violence.
Pretty tame.
Yeah, it's shooting and violence. The one guy, the one Italian mafia guy did die in the crash, right? So this is
but that happens. I mean, you watch Indiana Jones. I mean, people are expiring left and right.
Yeah, right? I have a thing about the fire. You know this. We've had
the airplane.
The airplane one.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, but this guy
sticking to this
is deranged, and his only saving grace is, well, I can't. Okay, sorry, I better not because that's a spoiler alert. But let's go on into 12. Through the walls of stone they stalk. Beware, the agents of Kuiper. And these bodyguards, they have that. Are those berets or just a bad hairdo? I thought they were bad hairdos.
Well,
but they're not. They're like
hats. I think they're weird, like skull cap type things. They're not berets. I think they would have enough sense to illustrate the little thing on top. I'm sure there's a name for that. I just never been into berets enough to know. They're definitely supposed to be some weird military cap.
Yeah, poofy hats.
Yeah. Kind of French looking a little bit.
Oh, I remember the Kiwanis Club fuzzy red hat guys a couple issues ago. Those guys are great. And then the onesie blue hair, the blue guys from Wakanda, the militia.
Yep.
They get to wear some too. But anyway, let's get into this dude here. And and by the way, I guess we have to touch on the fact that you are aware now that Black Panther has psychic ability.
Yes.
Okay.
He was reading the cards and got all the numbers on the cards, and he did something else right after that. He
is in telepathy with Kanata, who was kidnapped by those dudes up here.
Right.
If you remember that.
Yes.
So Kanata was going out for a spin in his car because he's the race car driver guy. they bring it up again. There's Dad, man. Oh, you missed my food talk. Yeah, I was ranting about Chinese food and stuff like that.
Maybe there's a place over by him. You got to go stop in and
I'm in Tampa.
Go for a visit and go get some real Chinese food.
I'm just 0 for 3 here. One place had good ramen noodles. The sweet and sour chicken wasn't bad, JT. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
The egg rolls were pretty good, but they were so greasy and stuff. I had to peel the layers off and just eat the inside of the spring roll stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just talking about trying to get, I don't get into it again, getting decent Chinese food in different places. It's just, we'll save it for another day, but that's what we were kind of talking about. We had actually wondered where you were at. So
Kanata, mine was still wandering over to the Peeps show.
Yeah.
From last night. Yeah.
Yeah. And Kanata got kidnapped by those bad guys with the funny hats.
Yep.
Those henchmen are pretty tough, though. By the way, they beat his ass, so they're not wussy henchmen. If you remember, they beat Kanata up. They just without any problem. Hey, FKHC 2005.
They had the element of surprise a little bit on him too.
Yeah, and a few people popping in now. Nice, excellent. Right. See, ranting for a little bit.
We're just getting going too, folks.
Yeah, we're just getting going. It's page 1. And so Kanata got kidnapped, and he witnessed the fact that what Kyber was doing, for everybody who don't know, it's not a spoiler alert, but Kyber, how should I say this, JT? Kindly.
He's using people like batteries.
Yeah, he drains their life force energy by putting them, I'm not going to say the O word, a box that does that to you.
A box that heats things and demolecularizes them.
Demolecularizes them. Outstanding. I said that correct. I can't believe I got it that out right. But yeah, so Kanata.
Tim looks like he was captured by Haile Selassie. Yeah.
Who the hell is that? I know the name.
Oh, you got to look it up.
All right.
Yeah.
But anyway,
he's the. I don't know if I get you a good picture in chat. He looks like the former, he was like the king, I think, of Ethiopia. The leader.
Okay. I was thinking of Rwanda or something. I don't know why. So I was thinking of, saw something with Don.
I see the resemblance, but yeah.
Yeah. So
they're in telepathy right here.
Yeah, well, T'Challa went to look for Kanata when he disappeared. Remember last issue? And he couldn't find him. He went to into the jungle, and he kind of figured that Wakanda's surrounded mostly by this big mountain range, and he couldn't find him. So he went back to the city, and because of the big fight with what's his name that I can't remember, Vibranium monster guy, he now has telepathy, ESP powers, and he is in contact with Kanata a little bit, right? Not constant.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, the previous page, T'Challa was asking him, "Where are you?" And the response was, "There's no way to tell."
Yeah.
Then T'Challa says, "Be calm. Let me absorb the facts you've given me." What facts, sir?
Right. So there's some continuity issues every now and then. We've seen it a couple of times where I think from issue to issue or from page to page, like maybe you've stepped away for a while and you forgot that you were heading in a particular direction, right?
There might be a missing page originally.
Well, we brought that up before. Remember a couple issues ago? I could have sworn it just seemed like there was a missing page or something. Trying to defend. I forgot what that was, but there was something that didn't make sense from one page to the next. And we were both kind of like, what is he thinking? It was a Kirby thing, remember?
Maybe.
But anyway, because he's the editor too. So, but anyway, Atobo comes in, he's hanging out with Black Panther because he's his doctor now, all of a sudden.
You must limit these exercises. It's time to rest.
Look at the artwork, though. Remember the detail? I always talk about it every week. He always makes sure, Kirby always makes sure to do something on the walls or
Wakanda
on
must
the
be a
furniture.
wild place. Just like style everywhere. Everything's ornate. It's got to be just busy on the eyes.
Yeah. T'Challa tells Joshua that he's been in contact with Kanata because he can, and he can do that now. They do that now. They fly now.
They fly now.
And he tells him, I got the dude's name, Kyber. And then he's like, yeah, it's not like Kanata be afraid. So they're actually a little worried about what's going on. Oh, there's my plant. Get a good plant. Nice.
Get two.
Yeah, big plant.
Then he says, if the Kyber crystal make brave men tremble, he's something to be reckoned with.
Yeah, so they're kind of showing out for Kanata there a little bit. I kind of like that. They're sticking up for Kanata. It's like, well, if he's scared, then it's got to be something pretty big, right? So I like that. But then they're like, well, I wonder why they chose him. They're kind of talking about it. I like the conversation. It's not a meaningless conversation because Tobo is kind of like, well, that guy, he's just kind of like carefree. He was just in his, driving around. He doesn't really bother anybody, he doesn't have any enemies.
Sure.
And it's a good conversation. And Panther's like, well, he's facing some sort of danger too horrible to talk about. And they have no idea, do they? They don't even understand.
Well, he forgot to take his ginkgo in the morning, so he forgets where he's heard of Kyber.
Right?
So it'll be revealed at an opportune time later. I have a feeling.
They have no idea how bad it really is. This is pretty brutal, dude. I mean, I would have to say it's one of the most brutal things we've seen.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what was worse, even in BSG. Unless you get that one guy who wants to rip them apart.
Fry him.
Right?
Yeah.
Fry him. Remember that dude. We'll never forget that guy. Oh, and I lost track of, I wanted to say something about not Abner Little. Oh, the attendant guy. We still don't see him again. He's just like gone all of a sudden. The guy who's always with Ngasi and always around, the big dude.
Oh, with the beard and the Greek clothing.
Jovi, whatever his name is. No, just the gopher guy.
Oh.
But he's bigger than everybody else.
Yes.
And
he's resting because it was a leg day the last time we saw him, right? Anyway. So they're back in the evil lair where everybody's trapped, waiting to, I guess, be decompiled for energy. Yeah,
so they're all in a holding cell. I forget that you were here. It was because I was kind of like acting like you were, and so I was like, I forget that I didn't say things to you last week. So do you remember, I don't know if you watched it, there was a guy in an orange jumpsuit and blonde hair who was using terms that you would only use in prison. He called Kanata the new fish. And I was like, wait, that sounds like a prison term. And I didn't even catch on that he was in an orange onesie himself. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then he made like two other old school gangster references. We're talking 40s, 50s, 60s gangster references, right?
Okay.
They still use them, but a couple of them are old school. And I was like, oh, he's definitely from prison because there's a collective of different types of people. And as you know, we got to see what happened to one dude. And Kanata's kind of just losing it. He's like, oh, we got to get the F up out of here, man.
I could see this in a movie in a second.
Yeah.
One thing, there's something wrong with this dude's face.
Which one on the left?
Scroll down just a little bit on the left.
Kanata?
Yes.
It's a little off, isn't it?
Yes.
The right side here. And I don't understand why Kirby loves to do this forehead thing. I can't figure it out. Is it a color palette? Because here the top part he doesn't use it in the close up, but he does it here. He does it with T'Challa, but when he doesn't do it with T'Challa, it looks great. Right. The very few times we've seen it without. Yeah, it's a little misdrawn there, little off. Good catch. There's something wrong with this. He's got a lazy eye, I guess.
Maybe. The symmetry just seems off. I don't know.
Symmetry.
There's something with that. Yeah. Anyway, it's not going to kill this issue for me. So
no,
he's wigging out, right? And then
this is pretty good so far, to be honest with you. Because we've moved on to this crazy dude here who's just unbelievably horrible thing or person. We're not sure. I don't think he's human. Mm-hmm. It's probably that he probably used to be, right?
I was just going to say that, at least not now.
Well,
maybe in the past. We haven't met any aliens yet, have we?
I can't. Not yet. Not on this. Not yet from here.
Right.
We did long time ago when we found remember the guy with the number on his head, the alien big headed dude, way back, like issue 2 or 3.
I'll admit,
he was from the future. The guy from the future.
Oh yeah, okay. But to me, that's more the future than alien.
He fought that big monster, alien monster.
Okay,
that's the only one that I can remember. In the future, he fought that big alien monster. But Kanata's still freaking out, especially for what he saw. And they're coming in to grab another dude, the henchman with the funny hats.
Mm-hmm.
And Kirby really hams it up. I love it when he does this. His writing, when it's on, it's on. It's too late. Here they come. They're going to grab one of us like a steer for the slaughter. Like, oh, man.
Yep. So bedlam is going to ensue.
Well, you can imagine how if you're in there, you're like, oh,
it's
my
like
God,
musical chairs, a lethal musical chairs.
Yeah, don't pick me. Pick that mofo next to me. He's a jerk. He's a jerk face. Get him.
Right.
I mean, what do you do? Sacrifice yourself when you're all in the same room together anyway? Well, Kanata does. He steps up to the plate, man. And there's panic among the captives. No, not me. So that one guy does do that. Don't pick me, man. And the other guys, they're going to make their move. But he's not a big old P. You know what I mean? I won't say that word unless I get really mad about something. But yes,
so,
it is.
Yeah, it's panic. Yeah.
Go ahead, you muscle-bound weirdos.
He should be wary of throwing stones.
Yeah, that's so
in
funny.
That glass house.
Yeah, it's funny how he writes stuff like that. A ruling panther will show you how to die. So I guess he's just like, I'm going to go out and fight. But look at that big ass hand. How many fingers does he have?
I was just going to say, how many fingers do you count?
6?
Yeah.
I just saw that. Wow. Kirby, what happened there, man? I just noticed that. I always noticed
it's right in the middle too, in the center.
Everything else looks great, and then you're like, "What the F is wrong with that dude's hand? What is that?"
I don't know.
Obviously, just something.
It looks like 6 fingers.
It is.
Chat, what do you think? Is that 6 fingers?
Pardon me. I'd have to ask you a question. Where are my Princess Bride fans at?
Right.
Prepare to die. My name is Indigo Montoya.
Yeah. Everything's crazy. Well, then they pick the Austrian gentleman, the Austrian painter.
Yeah. They grab this guy. Well, Kanata is talking a lot of crap, and I thought he was going to step up. But not only does he not jump in front of this guy, he takes a left cross for it too.
Right. Bam.
Crack. So he's talking all this crap and he gets his ass kicked again.
Maybe his face will look right after this punch.
I'm thinking
maybe it fixed it back.
Maybe he fixed it back. I'm thinking maybe his face was all jacked up because he took a terrible beating in the last issue. Maybe that's what it was. But I don't know how he grew an extra finger from it, but that's okay.
Well, hey.
That was just kind of funny. Obviously, a major faux pas there, but it's okay. So they're just dragging this guy off. I love how he draws this. Remember he did this before when he had the henchman dragging a dude off. And it's good art here on even though the finger thing was weird in the face,
sure.
But because he's bent over, he's dragging him. You can really see that he's being dragged across the floor. And I like it because it's from the angle of Kanata on the floor, right?
Yep.
Remember at BSG, we were always talking about angles and time and space.
And how it never seemed to quite match up well. Just
every now and then. You're right. You're totally right. Just never quite. It wasn't something they thought about a lot. But when they did it, it was great, right? Yes. Spacing between ships and planets and stuff. So this panel to the left here is good. It's a little imaginative too. Kanata's on the floor and he's kind of looking up and he sees this guy being dragged away. It's kind of cool.
Yes.
And the prisoners are still kind of wussies. They're like, "Well, you can't stop them dudes." But I don't think he even tried.
Typical things you'd expect them to say.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, "Give thanks." He should have said again, because it's like the second time he tried to say something and they didn't grab him.
Right.
Obviously, they're not going to throw Kanata in there, but you just never know at this point, right? Maybe now you figure he's safe. But I thought maybe if Kirby really wanted to step up to go crazy, they would have grabbed Kanata. You see what I'm getting at with Kanata here?
Yeah, but it's not time yet.
Yeah, this isn't Walking Dead, so But this guy, however, not so lucky.
Yes. I don't know how long you want to stay in any of those images for the algorithm, but
I mean, I think we're good.
So we know they're using this poker thing to kind of just stuff the person in the recycling unit here.
Conversion chamber.
Yeah.
It's horrific, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I mean, yeah. So Kyber's just like, "All right, everybody back off," because this thing packs a wallop. And we're like, "Yeah, we pretty much know this, right, from before." But they do it to this guy too here, and it's over and done with now. But what this guy says here on this panel to the bottom left here,
yes,
it's pretty brutal, man.
And so it's done once more. A wasteful unit of non-productive mass has been converted into glorious energy. Open the chamber door and let the excess matter drift away.
Oh, God.
And I'm sitting here reading that before my eyes even wander over to the right, thinking, open the door and let the excess matter drift away. That's going to not smell the way you would want that to smell.
Yeah. It's pretty gross, dude. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Also, they're kind of in this area. Why don't you have like a smokestack? Getting rid of this. Like this is gonna coat everything in the room.
Right? So you would think so. They consciously, Kirby consciously drew that, on purpose for that. Hey, Phantom.
So
Phantom. Yes, outstanding. Well, maybe they can go on Fox and talk about it and not do anything.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
bonding. Anyway, yeah, so this guy is now converted into a transformer energon cube.
Yes.
And try to make light of the situation here, which is just terrible. So Kyber approaches as though mesmerized by the brilliant glow of the tube. And I like what Kirby did there, right? Because the guy's done this a bunch of times, obviously, right?
Yes.
But he still gives a sense of awe, even for Kyber, because it's like it gives you an idea of how much it means to this thing, this dude, or whatever he is. We're not sure what he is yet.
Right.
Although you do remember he can demolecularize himself to move behind somebody in the blink of an eye, right? Remember that? He did that with Kanata, and he tried to shoot him and didn't work, went through him, then he threw the gun at him and it went right through him. So he has those kind of abilities. So we're not quite sure what he is. But my power grows each time, and I will make them legion. And he wants to take over the world. Pinky. Imagine that. Hey, boy.
I wasn't quite certain how you would store energy like this. I mean, sure, it looks like a light bulb, but you don't store energy in a light bulb. You store it in a battery.
Yeah, he calls them tubes.
Of which, yeah.
Yeah, energy tubes.
This is his plan for world domination, of course.
Of course, we got to have somebody trying to take over the world, right, Pinky? Hey, Wayne. All right. He goes, oh, yeah, because he kind of lets on, I'm building giant storage complexes. And I'm going to put them in with your kind. So he's hinting that he's not human. And this is Kanata, because there's a glass door, right? He's behind that holding cell with this big glass door.
Yep.
And now Kanata's trying to talk trash to him about there's someone coming down here to kick your ass, basically, right? And he goes like, oh, for real? I kind of like what Kyber does here. It's like, oh, really? That's kind of cool because, you know, I could use somebody with that kind of energy. Right? Basically. That's what he should have said. That would have been like a double entendre, right? Meaning energy from he's just an energetic kind of guy. Well, I know you know what it means, right? But I'm sure everybody else does as well. But this man, he must be extraordinary indeed.
Well, he's aroused his interest.
He's aroused his interest. Yeah.
Careful, Kirby. Careful.
Well, I mean, you're already putting people in the OVENS.
Well, yes.
And I'm glad you brought that point up about the dust particles in the air, because I thought about that too, but I was like, why did he make them come out of the oven, right? I said it anyway. Damn it. Screw it. I mean, my monetization will go away, right?
Well,
and
I think you're okay.
I think I'm fine. Pretty much. And so he was really into drawing it. He really thought of that, right? I mean, he wanted to make it. Well, how can I make it worse? Oh, I got an idea. It's kind of good. If you want to make it horrible, just make it. And he did, right? So T'Challa is kind of. Oh, okay. I wanted to go back. I knew I was forgetting something. This close up of Kyber.
Mm-hmm.
It's the henchman says it. Bravo. I must see this. Oh, no, Kyber says it. My bad. I didn't see where the speech cloud was on. I must see this man. Such power must not be wasted on unclean matter. So he thinks of humans is just unclean matter used for energy. All right. And okay, so T'Challa's out he's searching again back in the jungle. He can't find any
clues.
Yeah. He did this last issue though. So I'm thinking if you were here last week, you probably think this is a little bit you were going to probably say it was, well, he's just kind of backtracking again right here, but it's only it's only a couple of panels. And he goes to the mountain again. He's like, it's got to be here. It's got to be here. It's somewhere, you know? They couldn't have used a plane or a helicopter. But T'Challa mentions that Wakanda actually has sensors and stuff around the border.
Yeah, radar, something.
Yeah, what did it say? Apparently it's matter to energy. Ooh,
He's really just looking for the fake entrance.
Me too. Got the matter between his ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know somebody like that. and T'Challa's just kind of trying to figure this out. He's really thinking about what's going on. How did they do this? And he just kind of realizes it's right in front of him, right, JT? Well, they had to go through the damn rock, right? Can't explain it, but that's what had to have happened. So he just does the okie doke again. Remember the airplane?
Yep.
He's like, I'm better off not running. Let me just surrender, and then I'll just kick their ass and take the plane. So he does it again here. Let me just chill for a minute, see what happens. If they come for me, I'll be ready. Which is a smart move because you can't.
And some floating hand is in the foreground.
Yeah, with only 5 fingers.
I counted. Not gonna lie, that time I counted.
I counted too. And yeah, because he figures this time it's even better than the okie doke with the plane because he knows he has to let them come get him. He has to because he can't get into the mountain. He just doesn't know how to do it. And here they come. Funny hat guys. They really work on them triceps though.
Oh yeah. Good for them.
I gotta get back in the gym, man. And fortune is with us. We found the man described to us by Kyber. It's the Black Panther. His costume leaves little room for doubt. I don't like that word costume. It's kind of
it's derogatory. They're trying to
I call it an outfit.
Be jerks. Kirby's trying to make them jerks.
Jerk faces.
Talk crap, you know.
Yeah. You're right, Phantom. Well, then they start rhyming, JT. They start rap rhyming. Did you catch on to this?
I did not.
Oh, his costume leaves little room for doubt. Oh, we have our orders. Let's carry them out.
Well,
anyway, I thought it was fun. If you read it fast, it's better.
And they try to do the impossible, sneak up on a cat.
Who now has telepathy and ESP or whatever the hell powers.
He's got ESPN. Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. God, gross. And well, if you didn't catch on to this as well, he has like radar powers too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we already know it's hard to sneak up on him. It's rare that they'll get the drop. You have to like jump down from a cliff when he doesn't know you're there to get the drop on him. We've seen that happen, but it's very rare you just sneak up on Black Panther, right?
Right.
Now it's even better because he can sense you coming, like extra. Yeah, but they are unaware of the super sensitive mental waves which track their every movement.
He's a sensitive guy. What can we say? We knew that all along. I'm
a sensitive kind of guy too. Yeah, that ceremonial garb, you jerk face. I say that that's a C-Lad face. I mean, a C-Lad thing from Captain Murphy. He likes to call it a jerk face.
So let's see here. He starts fighting them, of course, and starts winning, of course.
Oh, yeah. Well, they think they got the drop on him, but it's absolutely to his advantage. And then there he goes talking trash while he's fighting. Welcome back. This trip is going to be a rough one. He cracks that dude with a right hook. You don't want a right hook from or a straight right from Black Panther, I can tell you that. And now they all try to jump on him, 1, 2, or 3 of them, and he's a veritable storehouse of brute power.
Yes.
Perfect for Kyber's needs. You're like, yeah,
we get it. At this point, we get it.
Yeah, and then he uses a good descriptive word here for these guys. Kyber will get his taste of it when I'm through with you, carrion. He calls him carrion. I haven't heard that word in a long time. Have you?
No.
Yeah, I was surprised I even know what it is. But yes, I do. You got to watch the Nature Channel for these type of things, folks. You like this sample? Pow!
He's got a lightsaber here that he's going to not turn on, but try to bash Black Panther with.
If he was writing it in modern days, he'd be like, don't tase me, bro.
Yeah.
To be funny, right? It'd be a Deadpool type of thing, right? That's what something Deadpool would say. Don't tase me, bro, and then kick him in the nuts. But we still haven't got a good nut shot yet, have we, JT? All the
That's correct. That is correct.
Although we could have got a couple of low blow punches. Didn't get them. Would have been awesome.
Yeah, it would have been.
The one you called out would have been fantastic.
Oh, it would have made that issue an A+. You'd be laughing for weeks looking at that thing.
And so they stun him. They take him out. And the one dude's like, careful, I could easily delete his kind.
So they tased him.
Yeah. And they pick him up and they drag him off. And because they have morphing powers, not morphing powers, but
they've got like a phase shift type ability.
Phasing through the wall there.
Mm-hmm.
They even make a comment, well, this is the most difficult capture ever. Didn't seem too bad. I mean, he took a couple of lefts and rights, but you know what I mean? They don't seem too worse for the wear, to be honest with you.
Right.
Without the atom changer, we might have become his prisoners. Don't think about it. Just take him through. And they make another comment about his blazing energy. That's where I got it from. Energy. There it is.
Oh, and here we go. Here's your boy.
Yeah, Tobo. Yeah, he's talking trash to Ngasi. Don't disturb me if you bear no news. Well, I do. He said, that's what he should have called him, jerk face. I do have news. Jerk face. Right? But what Kyber orders, we deliver.
So they creeped on this dude. Found out all the info the plot requires.
Yeah, it gets a little interesting about Kyber here. Well, then you must know I have information about details. Well, if you must know, he's no longer a mystery. They kind of go back and forth a little bit.
We're in for a lot of words.
A lot. Yeah, you are when you go in feet first. Or you run up, your feet in the air. By the great Panther spirit. He recognizes him, JT.
Oh, imagine that. From some journal somewhere.
I'm like, really, dude? You read science journals? But I guess he does. Atobo, I could see that from Atobo, though, right? Josh would be reading science journals.
Maybe. Usually aren't putting people's pictures like that in them all the time, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, and I'm like, is that like it's
like a fax? Like a magazine, like Scientific American or something.
Yeah, good observation. I was a little confused there. It's like a newspaper, but he called it. Yeah, I think you're right.
He called it a science journal. I think it's more of a magazine.
Probably more of a magazine, yeah. So he must have done something. This quote stirred a furor among the members of science. Oh, he was doing research into atoms. So he was human guy. There you go.
Yes.
And they talk about it some more. The matter machine. Oh, okay. So he was working on atomic structure, matter, separations, and all this kind of stuff. And then they're like, oh, it reached onto his domain and took Kanata. So they figured it out, I guess. I don't know how they figured it out, but
I don't know how they figure it out, but this machine that does this matter energy transfer, I have a hard time believing that you're getting more energy out than what you're putting into it to do the state change like that.
Well,
so why are we doing it in the first place?
Well, we know he made the machine, but how did they know? It doesn't really say. He goes, I'll make the matter transmitter reality. I'm assuming that they know that he actually
did it.
Made it. Did it. Yeah. Thanks. Did it. Do it.
Do it.
And then he's like, oh, of course. That's how I got Kanata. But we got to give this to T'Challa. And he's like, yeah, homie, I already thought of that before I even came in here, but I couldn't find him. Let you know. And you see, Joshua, that's the bad news. So he told him the good news first, I guess. Right. I don't know how that's good news, to be honest with you. Doesn't seem like good news to me. The Night Science Journal, or better known as World News Daily, also known as the mag that used to have the lose 60 pounds in 3 days. Yeah. And if you watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force, it's the Bronx Paradise diet. Yeah. If you know Carl. I don't know if you ever watched that, JT.
No.
Okay. It's a pretty funny episode. Yeah, he goes on a diet. He just eats a candy bar, but it's not Bronx Paradise. It's actually Bronx Parasite. So that's how he loses all the weight.
Oh.
And then it gets a lot worse from there. But anyway.
I assume it would.
Well, it did. It's pretty gross. Anywho, so the good news was they found out that the guy is Kyber. I don't know how. I guess that's the good news, right?
Yes.
And then the bad news is they can't find T'Challa. I'm like, all right, well. And he thinks that T'Challa vanished in the same manner as Kanata. I can't find him. So like, uh-oh. Dun, dun, dun. It must be that he got captured, right?
Yes.
But Ngassi's like, yeah, I don't know, man. That it might work out, because if they captured him, he seems like, well, that would seem like good news then, right?
No, because now both ends of the telephone are captured. How are they going to know where he is? This doesn't seem like a good plan.
Right. Well, Agassi says it's bad news that T'Challa's vanished, but it's good because that he can find Kanata and kick their asses. That's what he's alluding to. So how is it bad news?
I don't know.
I was confused. You know what I mean? You see what I mean? Because he goes, in confusing a panther with a guinea pig, Kyber has made a fatal error. It was the okie doke that Panther pulled on him by getting himself captured. And Nagassi's like, yeah, well, getting captured is a pretty good thing here. So then that's good news. But anyway, I don't know. I was confused. So T'Challa is starting to communicate with us. Remember, he's got telepathy, but it probably doesn't work through the mouth or something. That's what I figure, right? Although he did contact Kanata, so we know it does work through the mountain.
Fan of outsider. The article under the pic says Kyber. Wow. What a great deduction, Nancy Drew. I think this guy named Kyber is Kyber.
Yeah, right? Oh, man. Anyway, so I guess T'Challa, he just hasn't had time really to throw back any messages just yet, because he just found himself on the other side of the wall. And he's like, but he's talking trash already before he even stands up. He's like, don't stand there like gaping fish. Why was I brought here? No, Kyber, he likes to do that. Oh, I'm the cool dude with my arms behind my back kind of thing. You know what I mean? Plays that evil type of guy.
Right.
And he's like, oh, ESP has done little for me this time. So I guess he was scanning Kyber. I don't know. He doesn't think or feel like other men. It's because he's probably not a man anymore, but he's like, get up. Come follow me. And he's check your hostility. So Panther immediately goes on the attack here. He's got his little fingernail claw things out, right? That you love so much. And he breaks a lamp or something, and there he goes. There's shards. Remember, we always got to get some nice shards in there in the action.
You're like a man with a glass jaw. Ouch.
Ouch. Ah. And he lashes out with crushing might, but doesn't do much good.
Missed him.
Yeah, King T'Challa jerk. He's getting chummy. Hey, try it again if you like, but you'll meet with no more success. Yeah, I like the little swirling. Kirby's pretty good with that too, right, JT?
Yep.
He always has that little swirling circle and shows them kind of like swishing around, swish circle. And he's doing that phasing thing again. But are you surprised that T'Challa's really this smart, clever? He's like Batman, right? He's just like, his intellect is like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's all clear to me now. I'm not dealing with a man at all. And I'm kind of like, we figured that out like 5-6 pages ago, right?
Yes.
But he says something interesting here. And this is where I was almost spoiled alert earlier. The real enemy is elsewhere in this complex. I'm like, what? What is going on here? And then you think, man, is that like a hologram or something? Or are they doing like a Wizard of Oz? The guy's can behind some damn curtain or something. All right.
Yeah, who knows? It's very almost a video game like. The real enemy is elsewhere in the complex.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, dude. And Fanti is like, yeah, try that with Submariner. It's Namor.
It's not Namor.
Namor. Remember Billy Crystal, Saturday Night Live? It's better to feel good. No, it is. What does he say? It's better to look good than to feel good.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, you don't remember that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then Father Guido Sarducci. That's old school SNL.
Yeah, a lot of that's before my time, unfortunately. If it's before like Iraq 2 on SNL, I probably don't remember any of it.
It's better to look good than to feel good. But anyway, let's see. Where do we go? So, yeah, they're just talking trash. You know how they do, man. The bad guys,
right?
They always talk trash. You have no choice but to do my bidding. Well, I'll be cool for now, I guess. Let me see what you got going on, my man. And I'm like, what? They're like all, I guess. Yeah, they're getting awfully chummy. You're right, Phantom. Easily done. I'll just show you everything because you're not going to go anywhere type of thing, right?
Oh, you know how they do totally like Goldfinger, where he lays out the entire plan to James Bond, and then he's like, here, let me get you with this incredibly slow laser while I leave the room.
Right. Well, you could just take out Bond whenever you wanted at any second.
Yeah.
Anytime you want.
Or you didn't have to explain your whole plan. Because the case you don't take care of business.
Well, Baldy here, all he needs is a little cat to stroke, right? I almost said something.
Yeah. I picked up on that.
Yeah. And so T'Challa's like, oh, is that your main component there? And he's like, yeah, that'd be it. For the most part, yeah, it's pretty much it.
He's getting the tour all of a sudden.
Yeah. He's getting the tour. So Kyber's ego and narcissism is showing. I know guys like that too. And
I'm wondering if he's going to try to use the safety of his butt over here to say, hey, I'm going to shove him in this box if you don't help me do what I want you to do. Kind of a thing.
I wasn't sure what they were going to do here. I figured that I don't know. He was just going to beat him up or find a way. He was going to destroy it, like pull the plug on it or something. You know what I mean? That's the way I was figuring, that he was just going to figure out a way to destroy it. But what he does here is he contacts Kanata telepathically and tells all these guys, you gotta break out of there, man. You gotta help me out of here a little bit. Calls him his cousin here to remind everybody that they are family, literally and figuratively, right?
Yep.
Kanata, get those men to break out of there. And Kanata's like, oh, he's telling all these dudes, yeah, he's talking to me. He's talking to me. We got to break out. And they're like, yeah,
now, I want to stop right there for a second.
What?
Weren't they just calling him batshit crazy for getting telepathy like 10 pages ago?
Yeah, kind of.
Right before they took the last guy out, they were like, you're nuts, shut up.
Yeah.
The guards are going to come after you. Now he's like, oh, he wants us to try to break out. And they just go along with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And Fanti doesn't like the whole ESP angle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's weird because being on top of all that vibranium turned the other dude into a raging, horrible monster, right?
Yeah.
But for T'Challa, it gave him better powers, special powers. I don't know. It's a weird angle, but hey, see how they do with it. You're using it to his advantage here, at least. But I don't know about trying to get these guys to break out.
He's got the right idea. If you all try to get out at the same time, some of you might succeed, and some of you may be succeeding. It's a whole hell of a lot better odds than all of you going to fail one at a time.
Yes. Excellent, JT.
Wise point that he brought up.
It's very good. It's a great writing here because he calls the one dude's calling Black Panther a wuss, basically a paper poodle. What? And
yeah.
Kanata, you're right, dude. He gives a pretty good speech here. Well, we got to do something, man. Sitting here ain't getting it done, and we're all just gonna fry, right?
Right.
Just like you said. And it's very good that you read that and caught on because it's pretty important. Because for the most part, 2 or 3 of these guys are wusses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, they just lay back and always don't do anything, man. It's over, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
A couple guys, like the guy with the turban and toga here, doesn't, he seems like kind of a tough dude. And there's a prisoner dude in there somewhere. He's going to probably fight. But the other guys are kind of wussy. He gives them a great speech. Well,
depends how you get out of there. If you pile on the guards all at once, try to overpower them. Might work.
Yeah, well, you're right. Because he said, if we don't try, it doesn't matter. They're just going to come pick us off one by one. So it won't matter. So you're going to die in here or you can try getting out. I'm like, all right. They pile onto the door, dude. They do a rugby scrum here or a mall.
They do.
A rugby mall.
Yeah.
And actually it works. Now I don't know who the first guy was.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, whoever's in the front
is probably like, wait, smash.
20 pounds of glass.
In the face, too.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, wait a second.
Well, some needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, I guess.
Oh, and poor Fanti. He's great holding cell. Well, as long as they don't try to escape, we're good. Right?
Yeah.
That didn't work. And if it was a new comic, we would have had that first guy not do so well, right? But
right.
They do get through. We get lots of action going on now, just a melee going on, man. Fighting everywhere, bunch of guys. A lot of good artwork here. You can just draw on every single person,
Yes.
And they're just fighting. And
that's
then
my cue. I'm leaving you, hyenas. Which is a huge burn for the Black Panther.
Yeah,
hyenas. He would look down on hyenas.
Yeah, But look, so we've made a bunch of comments about you don't want to get hit with Black Panther's right hook, right?
Yeah.
That's probably his best punch. I don't know if he's left-handed or right-handed, but we've seen it. His right hand, right? I love the artwork here because look at his body stance. He puts that hook uppercut. That's an uppercut, right? All the way from the floor, dude. I don't care that's a henchman or not. This dude ain't getting up.
Right.
I think he ripped that
He's
off.
done.
He's done. he
we'll see you in the next comic run.
Yeah, that guy ain't getting up. But then he goes back on this tiff about I gotta find the real Kyber. And so again, I go back to the now I'm thinking more of Wizard of Oz type stuff. Right?
It's almost like a hologram or something like that.
Well, it's pretty sure we know it's a hologram at this point, right? I mean, he said it twice. It's something like that. What I meant was just a projected image made up of assorted atom clusters. So he tells us it is. Well, at least Black Panther. We now, whether he's right or not, we don't know. But that, I love how this henchman's like, you're kicking our ass, but he's just going to tell him, you can't go down that hallway.
Yeah.
Like he's going to listen to him. Oh, you know what? You're right, dude. I'm just going to sit down and give up. I'm going to listen to you now. What are you going to do? Write me a detention slip? I'd like them to shut up you and kick him in the face or something, right? But it's weird how they won't do certain type of violence, but they'll do all kinds of other type of violence, right? Like extra, like kicking that dude when he's down.
Right.
They won't do that. I don't think I've seen that yet. Maybe once or twice. You'll die for this. Oh, I'll take the risk. I think, yeah, we pretty much know. So this is like just extra artwork here, right?
Yep.
This one to the right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just, but it's a progression of action. So I'll scroll up again. He gives him that awesome right uppercut. Dude, I'd love that. That whole thing with him bent down like that and just wow.
Oh yeah, he got his hip into that too.
Yeah,
dude, he right? rotated.
It's that attention to detail, like you said, when the Kirby's on, he's on. And I love this whole stance. And all this is progression of action, right? Crushes him, goes through his damn head. I don't know about this green arm here, though. It's a weird picture. Then he's dashing away, and then you get another good angle from the henchman's point of view. The child is just hauling ass down he gets the back end of that scene, right?
Yep.
So I like the progression of it.
Doesn't spend too much time on that piece.
No. It does show him again running down the hallway, but he's down the hallway now because he leads into led by his sharpened senses. T'Challa races down the corridor, just like we said, right? We just said that. Glistening with circuitry. We say this all the time, and you've mentioned it a few times as well. You got to read these boxes by Kirby. They're some of the best stuff he does, right? I picked up on that from issue 1 and 2, that they really bring in the heightened sense of the action and drama and feelings sometimes too, right? Feeling nothing more than feelings. Well, I show you my age knowing that song. And so Kyber jumps out and says, okay, you got to stop, dude. It's like, what?
You found me. Now pay dearly for the privilege. Yeah. I messed that one up. And he's like, don't make me laugh. You're nothing but condensed air.
Did you read Phantom's tariff comment?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, because I told them the glass was from the country with 245% tariffs on them.
I just read that.
That's how they broke out so easily.
Yeah. That's funny, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. And so Panther also said he can't detect him anywhere because remember he has radar as long and ESP, whatever the heck you want to call it. He doesn't have a PSP or he'd be playing like Avengers or something, right?
Yeah,
Avengers Assemble. And he calls him out saying, "You're not a dude. You're just some hologram type of projected image." But dun dun dun, guess what the projected image says, JT?
That's true. I might be an image, but I can delete you regardless.
Like what? How can you do that? That's a hell
That's
of a...
the last bit of info you'll get as laser beam eyes start up.
The dark side.
Yes. And, now looks like Black Panther's going to have to jump around quite a bit to not get lasered in the face.
And look at the artwork that I just noticed too. So the left panel, no forehead stuff. Middle panel
weird forehead. Yeah.
Right panel, only eye type stuff, not forehead type. I don't know. I like the left one. What's wrong with the left one? Right?
The left one has different eyebrows than the right one. And a different shaped head.
He pulls a dark side and all the flashing and everything turns yellow and blue, make green, does it not?
Yep.
And so Panther's costume is now greenish. Did you catch on to that?
I didn't. That's pretty cool. I like him in green.
And I guess it's because Kirby's really thinking about the lighting, even in a comic book panel, right? I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but why would he make it green when it's always blue? Dark blue, right? It's supposed to be black, but it's almost like up here. That's not black. That's like a blue, darkest navy blue you can, or not even navy blue, right? Now he's the green machine. Yes, okay. See, I had one of those as a kid, dude. The green machine. So Panther's calling him out, saying, "What are you afraid of, Kyber? Come on out, man. You know,
what's the matter, Colonel? Chicken."
Rock. And he does something kind of weird here. He throws something at the image. And he says it works because it's made of iron. I was very confused with that.
So, yeah, I don't know how he can pick up on that. I mean, it's not like this technology is something that Black Panther probably would have seen before.
Well, we know he can fly anything in the world, right? And outer space. If he could, probably. But is he a molecular scientist as well?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's stupid. Shorted out by contact with iron.
And he already knows you can't shoot the image. You can't throw anything at the image. You can't punch him. You're right?
Right.
I just very confused with that. But so he calls him out. So much for your impressive facade of atomic gimmickry. And now let's take a look at who you really are. And he's going to pull the curtain back.
Uh-oh. Man behind the curtain.
And dun, 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 cliffhanger. I got you, Kyber, but not this issue, bro.
Peekaboo.
It's not going to work.
That's exactly what he's saying in that last image there.
Yeah, I got you, man.
I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you.
Well, he's calling him out. It's almost like he figures he's going to see what he thinks he's going to see. I didn't go in to the next book. I don't think he even looked at the cover. I'm kind of scared too. But we always do. Hold on. Okay, that's all we're going to do. They're not showing too much. I don't want to go too far on that cover. But he calls him big and clumsy, and you can't move. You're anchored to the ground. So I just thought of something. Now I want to get your thought. What's your prediction? Because you don't read these. until we do it next week.
Okay.
What do you think Kyber is now? And I don't know. I don't remember. For everybody listening and watching, and for JT,
the more
I'll
I'm
be
watching
honest,
this,
I don't know, but I just changed my mind.
Have we seen Kyber out of this lair?
No.
I don't think we have. Yeah, I think this is like that Star Trek episode where it's a computer.
That's what I'm thinking. You're so smart. You're so smart, JT. Every week.
It was your idea. You just sent it to me via ESP, right?
Yes, I did. And no private chat either, right?
Right.
I was thinking maybe, hello, computer. But you could pull a Star Trek reference. I know it had to be in there somewhere. You know, I used to watch those when I was a kid with my stepdad. Saturdays at 12 o'clock every week. And I remember most of them. There's still a few I haven't seen because I haven't opened up my special set yet for that idea that I thought about, which we're going to have to put off for only as.
So wouldn't this basically be Requiem for Methuselah then? Where they go down to the planet and there's an older man and a woman that's there and they need the synthesized gobbledygook for an antidote.
Ooh,
so everybody on the ship they need Ritalin, right?
Is that the younger guy and the girl? And they only have
the younger girl and the older guy.
Older guy. And is there like the space energy alien outside, or is that a different episode?
I can't remember that piece off the top of my head right now. I'm having stream brain, but basically, near the end, they end up shooting through a mirror, and the mirror has all the equipment behind it.
I'm thinking of a different episode, dude. I'm sorry. Okay. I forgot. Yeah, I'm getting a Buck Rogers one and this one Star Trek one mixed up. The one I'm thinking of, you and Teague did not too long ago with the girl and the guy, but he wasn't an older guy. Yeah, right. I'm thinking computer at this point, dude.
Yeah, so right now I'm just thinking this is Requiem for Methuselah again.
Again, I believe you might be correct.
But I could be 100% wrong.
We could be wrong.
We'll just see how my prediction pans out next week. In issue Unlucky number 13.
Unlucky number 13, and I'm liking this purple background art. You noticed this, right?
Yeah.
This face. That looks creepy.
Is it a face in the clouds?
Well, I like art like this on covers and stuff that has background. You kind of see it. It just shows.
Is it a face in the clouds, though?
A face in the clouds. Yeah. It's a big, the one who shall not be named. Remember that one? Voldemort.
Yes.
Oh boy, are they coming out with something HBO Max? This is gonna have 1,000 different videos done about it already.
More than that.
God,
more than that.
Maybe we should just do a channel where we just do that same thing. Because it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Up to a point, but now a lot of these channels are just really boring because Star Trek's dead, Star Wars is dead, Doctor Who is dead.
I almost wanted to go watch just a couple of some of the old Star Trek shows, just because it's Star Trek. I just want to see, but this is why people do it over and over. And Gary from Neurotic, I'm sure you're watching the channel tonight, but he mentioned something on X. It's been a week or two ago. I haven't really been on much X. Like I didn't game with Mark or didn't show up Sunday. It's an open invitation anyway for Mark because he's such a nice dude. I really like Mark. And I wondered if they talked about Fantastic Four. A few things came out last week about the direction that they're heading. Now, they could be shit articles, could be bullshit just to start trouble, but they post the article, and some of them I don't even know are real. I was like, if I knew Elon, I was like, you know what? Two jobs. One, you know how I like to investigate things, right?
Yep.
Bring me back to DC. I can help out. I'm not a tech guy. Let those young guys do all that computer shit, but point me in the right direction, and I'm a hound dog.
Sure.
Right, JT?
Sure.
I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that's what I like doing. I like doing that kind of stuff. But I also thought, I bet there's a thing on X where you just really need to, you don't even have to look for stuff. It pops up and it looks weird. You check it, fact check. I just do that 8 hours a day. It'd be a job though, right? It wouldn't just be because you're bored. It'd be a job because somebody posted something a couple weeks ago about a Navy, the Houthi thing. And I looked at it, I said, what? That's bullshit. I looked it up. It was fake. And it was a scene from a movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to pass it off. And I just like fake, and I was right. But, I like doing the investigation. So a couple of things came out about the Fantastic Four movie, and we all know that Mark's going to go see it. And I almost wanted to go see it. Now I don't.
Yep.
I don't. I'm just tired of this trash from Disney. And
I could easily just skip it all.
They're race swapping Harry Potter just because. Spiderwick Chronicles. Have you seen that? I almost watched it.
I have not.
They race swapped everybody except the bad guy. And you can look it up. It's not me talking trash. It's what they do. And now Disney is trying to it never ends. It never ends with these people. So the Gary thing talked about how, and I'm not trashing, I'm just bringing it up because he had a good point. Although I disagreed with it because let's say JT, it's me, you, and another channel like Mahler, The Critical Drinker, and Neurotic, right? How many followers do you think they have between the three of them?
I have no idea. 1 million, 2?
1 million. Oh, they have a couple million each.
Okay.
Well, Gary has 1 million something each. I think Critical hit 2. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But it's 3 million at least between all of them. And if you add 1 or 2 more other channels in there, you're hitting 4 or 5, right? But the big guys. Now, the point being was you're going to go see it because you have a channel and that's what you do. Right?
Yeah.
Can't get mad at that. Because that's what you basically have built your whole channel on. Right?
Sure.
Among other things. But that's your main shtick for the last couple of years. So you have to go see it because that's your job now. And other than that, the point was said that they don't influence how much money these movies make by going to see them. And I said, I couldn't disagree more. That absolutely makes no sense. If you and I had 1.5 million viewers, right? That's 3. Let's round it up, or let's round it down just to 2 million. And we told our audience, you know what? We're going to pick one time that we're not going to go see a movie. And I'm not saying everybody don't go see it, but we're not. And let's see how much the box office, like Snow White. Some of these dudes and all these people went to go see Snow White, right? Not me. I don't go to see that trash unless you got kids.
Nobody did.
Now, imagine how worse they would be if all these people didn't go see it. Now, a lot of those viewers didn't go see Snow White, but how many of those viewers are going to go see Fantastic Four? A lot. Right?
Maybe not as many as you think. It'll be more than Snow White, but I think
it's going to be way,
stay away.
It's going to be triple Snow White because it's Fantastic Four. But
is it though?
Well, here's my percentage.
It has a logo that says that, but that's about it.
If all the channels put together had 4 million viewers, but only 10% went to go see it, how many people is that? 1 million. No, that's 25%. Sorry. So then times 400,000, right? If you had 400,000 people go pay, how much does it cost to go to a movie at night if you don't go to the afternoon matinee? How much?
Like $20.
20 bucks.
I don't know.
Yeah, so you got 400,000 times 20, and then maybe 25% of them go to a matinee. That's a lot of money for a movie that's not making any money.
Well, it's only
right?
$8 million, and then they get
Think about
half,
that.
right? So that's 4 coming back to the studio.
Only 8 million. If you take that to a movie who's trying to make budget and take $8 million out of their pocket, do you think Disney would really start paying attention? Right? If you took another $8 million off the bottom line?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it adds up, doesn't it? And that's at 10% of our viewers. If we had 4 million viewers, and let's say we had a crew of 6, 7 people here, right? And it's a good point.
So if you say the movie's bad, then they're probably not going to go see it. I don't know.
It'll crash the second week, right?
Yeah.
It'll absolutely crash. It's just the thing that we don't do this on our channel here, right? We talk about this stuff after we do our comic and just jibber jabber. But
we didn't give our rating.
Shit.
We did not give our rating yet.
Fucking agenda, race, gender swap bullshit. And I won't say who it was back when BSG second came out. I liked that series for a long time, but it hit me. They gender swapped Starbucks. I didn't give a fuck anymore. And then it went into, it was okay for humans to be banging robots, to have kids with robots. And then it just went off the rails. It was a great show. I love.
I liked the show. I don't know. I didn't have as much problem with some of that.
Well, because it was good. See, but it's kind of weird if you're like, oh, like it was great, so I don't care. But if it's not produced well or something, now it's a problem. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, if all this if Disney and them really wanted to stop doing this shit, they would, but they're not. They're just not. This thing with HBO Max and Harry Potter, is this true?
The casting. Yeah, they made some bad casting choices.
The Lord of the Rings show, what Netflix did to Cowboy Bebop, I didn't see it because you know why I don't watch Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
You know why. I won't say it here, but you know why.
Well, don't get cute with me, sir.
Refuse to.
Don't get cute with me.
Yeah. Don't be a cutie about it. Don't get cutesy. Fuck them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you know, and I think you know, one of the biggest reasons was a dude from the Sunrise Film Festival over there. Is that the big one over in Paris or Sweden or Switzerland or something? The big festival, music festival. I mean, I'm sorry, geez. Maybe what's the biggest one over there? Cannes and what?
Mm-hmm.
What's the big one that does all the reviews and movies, and it's just a big, all of Europe. It's one of the bigger ones. I think Cannes and another one. Yeah, Phantom, thank you. So if you took 10% here, he did the math because I suck at maths. 10% of 4 million is 400,000. At $30, it's 12 million. If you took even half of that and went matinee, we'll round it up to around 8 because most people work during the day, right? But they'll still do a Saturday matinee or Sunday matinee, because money's tight for people, right? You're talking in around $8 million. What would $8 million do to a Snow White now? Holy crap, dude. Right?
Well, it's still a drop in the bucket for what they need to break even. Yeah,
it would still hurt. If you're talking $8 million that you're trying to break, you can't even get close to budget, and you take another $8 million off a movie. And that's just at 10%. If these people called for an absolute boycott and just say, because it's your channel, I would never tell anybody to do that. Let's just get that clear, right, JT? I'm not going to go to anybody's channel and say,
right.
I might have a problem with you going to see 1 or 2 movies if something was really, really, really bad. But I would not tell Mark to not go see Fantastic Four. I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? I know he wants to see it. I almost wanted to see it, right? Because it had the retro thing. You know what I mean? And I was like, that might be
I don't know.
Cool.
I'm not going to go see it. I just tell you that. I'm not going to go see it.
I'm not going to fuck them.
I think it's a waste of money.
It's a waste of fucking money. It's a waste of time. And if everybody comes back and say it's the best movie in 20 years, I'll go see it. Not just
no,
Mark.
That's not going to happen.
I'm just saying. Then they'll get my money. It'll be a matinee money. But Phantom here is $12 million. That's only at 10%. Now you take $12 million off any of these movies and tell me that doesn't hurt. That's at 10%. Imagine if it was 50. Now you're taking 4 more times that, right? Because it's already 10. 4 times 2 is 8. Another 48 million, JT.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me that wouldn't hurt. That would hurt badly. And then people would finally effing start listening at Disney and Paramount and HBO. I almost got HBO Max the other day because of I wanted to catch up on some the DC animation, and they had the Dune. I didn't want to see Dune. Then the second Dune came out, and I finally got over myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm bitching and complaining about all this stuff. I said, well, if it's on HBO Max, I think I'll get it for a month. But I actually had a trial, then it expired. I'm like, shit. Well, you know my situation, right?
Well, that's how they make their money, is you forget.
You forget. Well, it expired, so I didn't get this. I didn't. My 7 days were up, and I canceled on time. But now I'd have to pay. And then I'm like, oh, I can always go back. I can always go back and get it. I got over myself when I was going to watch the Dune. A lot of people like the Dune, but it was in 2 parts. So I always waited until I got the second part, right? So, and anyway, I thought I'd just kind of go off on a little tangent about that. What are your thoughts about that kind of thing? I mean, I know you're not going to go see it, and they're not getting our money. I wouldn't tell other people to do it either. You go see what you want to see, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to think less or more of you.
I just think we've been on this for 20 years with all of these superhero movies, all of these, properties where you're going on the 15th in a row of something. And we've hit so many mediocre movies or bad movies. And so few things actually worth seeing that, and not to mention on top of that, you've had actors and actresses and studios and everybody else insulting the fans over the years that
20 years of this shit.
They've all got problems. They've all got problems like Marvel, just throwing out bad product. And so how much longer can you throw something out like Fantastic Four?
When you bankrupt them.
Where people will just stop going. Now, Disney's already hit the point with Star Wars where people just stopped caring. And they can't make any more money off of it. In fact, they just lose money. That's at the tipping point right there. Well, Marvel's not there yet, but I think they will be in the next couple of years.
Well, they keep making these movies, JT, and everybody's already said that Ben Grimm's voice is terrible. Nick Weiser, Mark, everybody. His voice is absolutely horrible. Are you really want to go see Ben Grimm talking like a regular?
But if you say it's horrible, you're not happy with Marvel, and you go and see it anyway, then you like it. That's kind of my thing. You like what you know is bad. But you gotta deal with that, or else don't go and see it. It's that simple.
Just don't go and see it. Yeah, but they just keep on cranking it out. Remember, I was talking about back in the day. And I might be wrong about a lot of the studios. I'm talking old school studios. John Wayne, Humphrey Bogart, those characters, Sidney Poitier. You know what I mean? The classic guys. And even probably when Stallone and Eastwood's fucking almost 100 years old, man. James Hong, 98, 99 or something like that. Back in the day when Gene Harlow and all these actors, and I think, I might be wrong for all of them, but most of those studios held those people liable for how they acted during the shooting of the movies. That's why they didn't hire a lot of people who were back then probably raging alcoholics.
Well, their images were maintained, and there was far less exposure.
They held those actors and actresses as the poster child for that studio, especially when they were on contract for 10, 15. Humphrey Bogart did a shitload of movies, dude. People don't, I don't know if people know.
Yeah, but those are business people. Those were business people too. They understood a lot more of the dynamics of how, you know, how to get a movie out in front of people and what type of image you need to have.
There you go. There you go. Say that again. The image part.
Oh, they understood what type of image you have to get the movie out to people.
Clip that shit right there. Everybody. That's exactly what I'm getting at. Now, if you are going to do a run of a series of 3, like Lord of the Rings, and you pick out an actor and actress, and you don't hold them accountable to say, hey, listen, you're going to be shooting 3 movies for a year, year and a half, 2 years. One of the stipulation is, well, we're paying you a couple $1 million for each one to stick around, right? You're going to make $4 or $5 million for the next 2 years for acting. And it's not an easy job. It's a lot of hours. If it's makeup, it's even worse, right? You got to be on set, away from your family, that kind of thing.
Of course.
Clip that too. I'm not saying it's an easy job, but you get paid a lot of money if you're top tier. You are now, like you said, the head person for that studio for something like, take a look at all the actors, except minus a couple from Lord of the Rings. And how much do you hear about them? Talking a lot of shit out there in the media. Only a couple of them. Maybe Sean Austin here and there, right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't follow celebrity gossip whatsoever.
I don't follow either. You never hear from them.
Unless the people that curate the news for me, like Critical or, you know, WDW Pro or Valiant Renegade, you know, all those YouTube people, they follow all of that crap for me. I don't have time for TMC to tell you the truth, Dave.
It just
so they could all be bitching and moaning, and I wouldn't know, and I wouldn't really care.
They don't.
Yeah.
And even if you had a political commentary every now and then, it's fine. You're entitled to that as a freaking human being, are you not? But you look at De Niro, look how many times he did it, like 1,000 times. Every single time. And then he got paid to go out in front of a courthouse. And you see what I'm saying? Studios wouldn't allow that if you were filming during that kind of thing. It held people accountable. But anyway, I know it's getting kind of late, and I just wanted to get on that tangent to get away from the Chinese food and stuff like that. Yeah, and look at this. Do you think Robert Downey Jr. should be playing Dr. Doom after he just did frickin' Iron Man?
No. This always pisses me off. Maybe not pisses me off every time, but it disappoints me. And I'll say that this for actors and actresses as well as politicians, that they end up going with people that they know, even if that decision is really rotten and horrible. They'll go with politicians that you know are just dunces, or know have a terrible flaw, and it's going to be really hard to get them elected, or they've had criminal convictions, or, you know, all this crap, but people just keep voting for them because they know the name. That's what it feels like with Robert Downey Jr. or Pedro Pascal. A lot of these guys that just keep getting work, even though it's not, the role is not suited to them, in my opinion. And you have, it's like if you live in a state with 10 million people, you figure, okay, whatever, we'll just pick 3 of them, 3 million are in your party or would agree with you. You could pick from 3 million people, and you pick that loser. It's like, how many actors and actresses in Hollywood do you have? And you go with him again. And I know they're thinking Robert Downey Jr., he's going to bring in 5 million people at this amount. And, they have this whole calculation going. But at what point do you just say, there's other actors out there, we need to pick somebody new? And, that's a whole studio decision.
Oh,
but, excuse me. Sorry. No, I had to hit the mute button.
Bless you.
Thanks. I just think a lot of this Marvel crap has gone on far too long because they just keep going back to the well too many times with the same people because they want to produce revenue for, shareholders. And that's it. It's not about making art. Picking him to play that role was not about art or even how good of an actor he was. It was about what type of following they think he can bring. And I don't need to watch a movie like that. I just don't.
No, and now I'm not going to go watch it. I decided not to. And you guys got guys like Jansu. Remember him from Gladiator?
Mm-hmm.
He was also an extra in, what was it? Stargate. He was one of the guys who got turned into a bad guy. Remember that? All going all the way back. He was complaining about shit a couple weeks ago, and that he just couldn't make it big time. And I was like, and I mentioned this on Mark's channel, and he agreed. Do you know how many thousands upon thousands of people are B and C list actors, even A list actors who still can't get those big billion-dollar roles? Thousands upon thousands of people. And this dude has a laundry list of all the movies he's been. He's had a solid, I don't know how much money he made. So to his credit, could have been taking roles for $1,000. Don't know. Just try to make it. We know how brutal it is in Hollywood, right? It's way worse than you think until you get there and try. He was in Amistad for some. Gladiator. He was
ancient movie. These movies are not new.
Biker Boys, constantly. But think of the names of the movies.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of other shit. One's Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, Aquaman, Serenity Show, Captain Marvel, Shazam, Charlie's Angel. I mean, on and on and on and on. And maybe he didn't make the money he's like, but you know how many people who have been destroyed just trying to be an actor in Hollywood?
Right.
And you've made all those movies, man. I don't know. Learn the code or learn how to sell insurance on the side.
Oh, that'll get the algorithm angry with you saying that phrase.
Fuck algorithm. Anyway, let's get out of here, buddy. I went on a tangent. I just wanted to get that off my chest. I knew you wanted to talk about Fantastic Four. We'll push a button with you a little bit.
Shall we rate the issue?
Go for it.
I give this a B+. I think the flow was pretty solid. The art was, for the most part, decent, but I can't give it full marks with a 6-fingered hand. The action and the movement, I guess the plot, if you can call it that. I hate using such a official name for something that we might not always get in abundance month to month here. The just the way we go from point A to point B is something that I kind of liked. I know we didn't do a whole lot of it, but we do get some action with Kyber, and we do get some stuff that I enjoyed. It wasn't overly stressful in some of the ways we've had the last few issues with the end of Wakanda and all this other stuff. So that's okay. I would not give it higher than a B+. I think B+ is about as high as I could possibly go with this, because that whole demolecularization chamber thing, I don't know. There's some serious questions about what the point of that all is, and it's a little too magical, mysterious, and I prefer. I don't know. Look, Dave, you start thinking, you're like, okay, he's getting energy, but what energy are you pulling out of it? Is it electrical energy? you're
It's a dark
storing it
crystal.
you're storing it in a crystal, but the crystal's giving off light, thus you're losing energy just by storing it in that medium. Also, how much energy are you putting into this machine to extract energy out of people? Aren't you going to be putting more energy in than you're getting out? If you're getting more out than you're putting in, well, that's called fusion. Right?
Yeah.
So
it's after we've seen so many other sci-fi movies and shows like Dark Crystal and what else was I thinking of earlier? Damn. What's the one with the girl walking around nude all the time? Life Force?
Maybe.
Just sucking the energy out of human beings. But those are all even now. Imagine when you watch Dark Crystal. I was fairly young. What year did that come out? I know we're going to get out of here real quick.
Sure.
I'm just going to pull up the date. 82. All right, that's how long that movie's been around. Mm-hmm. So 69, 79. Holy crap, I might have only been like 12 or 13, dude.
Yeah.
When they were sucking the life force out of those little creatures, that was terrible.
Right.
It was horrifying.
Right. And I guess B+ also assumes that I'm an adult and not a kid. If I were a kid, this would be like way too serious and dark. So take that with a grain of salt. This. So when you start thinking about it, you're like, okay, this is not a way you're going to take over the world, putting people one at a time into this booth. I don't care how many booths you have. You have 1,000 of these things. People are still born faster than you can put them in this machine and get whatever energy out of it. But how much energy do you need to put into 1,000 machines, right? You're going to need nuclear plants just to do this. When you start thinking about things like that, the comic just gets really stupid really fast.
Yeah. And that's because we're grown adults reviewing it 40 some years, 50 some years later, though, right? So we always try to kind of put that in context. It's still a B+ comic. You
really can't think of things quite that way, but it does to me take away a little bit of the seriousness of the threat or the intelligence of your the antagonist in the story. So some of that I wish would have been rethought. It seemed like there was a page missing right at the beginning. The way that things were written and people were kind of acting between that and that hand. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of good stuff, but it's mixed. It's mixed, right? We've had other issues that were bad, and I don't think this is anything like those, but it just doesn't meet the bar for greatness. So my long-winded say of saying B+.
No, excellent point. So, dude, you brought up a lot of, you take where I don't have to repeat myself because I'll just go with I'll have what he's having type of thing. It's a solid B+, right? It was fun, a couple things, but yeah, hey, I mean, that's pretty much all you said everything. I really don't have anything to add.
You did point out the art in quite a few spots that you kind of liked it, that you were digging it. So I didn't go into
the swishing.
All of those.
I love when Kirby does the action of a character that's moving quickly to the left or right or jumping. That attention to detail is what makes the difference in a lot of artwork and how you appreciate stuff, right?
Yeah. And Dave, you did mention that you did like the flow and the conciseness on some of that stuff when everybody broke out of the Chinesium jail, and he basically called him a name and fled the coop, kind of thing, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Kirby's when he uses old school terms. It's awesome, dude. Yeah, it's great. Carrion. Called a dude a carrion. When was the last time you ever even thought of using it? If you weren't watching a nature channel or in that kind of business, you would never even think to use that word, right?
Right.
Carrion. We got to start calling insults. We need to keep a list of insults that we read in these comics and then bring them all back. They're all cool. They're all better than saying, what, dickhead.
I think people will just look at you weird and keep walking away.
Right? That'd be great. That you just prove. I mean, that's great, and that's a win. You're carrying what? You know what I mean? But then I had to start walking around with a fedora and a vest, invest in a nice tie all the time, right? I had to dress up the part, which wouldn't be bad these days because, some of that old school stuff was pretty slick in the day. People dressed up pretty nice back then.
Yeah.
Well, let's get out of here, JT. I know you got to go.
Sounds good.
It's been great having you back.
It's great to be back. Folks, I do tell Dave if I have to miss, I'm like, damn it. I hate to miss so much. It's never something that I do lightly, but when, you're going to be streaming on location and that location is your lavatory, I generally just say, no, I'm tapping out this week. So,
yeah, it's a good fun time. And we drug it out for 2 hours tonight. So let's get you out of here. Thank you, Phantom FKC. It's 2005. Dad Man. And
Gap.
I don't know if Buddy Gap Stargate. Yes. Go see their channel. His channel. I don't have his thing. Right. He has a channel. You know that, right?
He does.
So anyway,
he does have a channel, and it is this.
You're going to put that. Okay, cool. I need to do like Mark does and just everybody I can think of pre-write that down. But, I got to buy Microsoft again because I can't use Word anymore.
And thank you to everybody that listens or watches on the rewatch. I go back and look, Dave, at your channel every week, and you actually have far more people going back and listening later than we appear to get live, which, is fine. If that's this time doesn't work for everybody, we know. But we just want to say thank you that you give up your valuable time to listen to us.
Yeah, so. I think there's probably all kinds of people streaming now. Bandman, probably Nick was. I don't know. He did that. I don't know.
No, Nick did last night. He instead of Toxic Tuesday, they did the finale review of the season of not Spawn. That's you, Daredevil.
Yeah. So what do you got going on this week?
Sure. So, tomorrow I'm working, so I won't be hanging out with you, unfortunately. But Friday, I may be on with Mark. I don't know. Is Mark doing things this Friday with the holiday and all that? Who knows?
I don't know if he's doing Fortnite. It doesn't start till midnight or earlier if he sends that out. But the typical time is around 11:30 or midnight, right?
Yes.
Eastern.
Next confirmed show, Saving Star Trek. Saturday night, 9:45 Eastern time.
9:45
on Admiral Teague's channel. Yeah, we were running a little earlier, but my crewmate Sean Carter has a thing prior to the show, and so just getting him in and having him situated for, we end up sitting there 4 or 5 hours. You want to make sure if you have to take a shower, if you have to eat, all the human biological things, you have to have all that done before you sit down to a long show like that. And we were pushing it for him, so moved it back a little bit. But that's always a blast. It's great that I have 2 shows that I love doing, this one and that one. And Mark's too. So that's 3. They're all fun stuff. So hope to see folks over there on Saturday. What do you have going on, Dave?
Just tomorrow night, the last 2 episodes of Spawn's HBO show. Tomorrow night at 10 Eastern.
Oh, the end. Really?
It's the end. Yeah. I got to come up with something else or I might not be doing anything else because I'm trying to get something done, but this is a break, right? You can use this as a break.
Sure.
So other than that, I don't know if I'll do 4. I feel bad because Mark actually has my icon up now.
Oh,
I forgot to thank him because I didn't show up Friday.
Very cool.
So thank you, Mark. And
your low pan.
My low pan. I think he did low pan. Did he do Lopan?
I don't know.
I haven't seen it. I have to click.
I don't
on
know
his
what
icon.
else he would put up there, but sure.
Yeah. When I reach 10 million subscribers, I'm gonna have to change that. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So,
but until then, it works. Everybody's loved it, so I'm keeping it until I can't keep it.
Right.
But, all right, let's get out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good night.